Remember about 6 months ago I put that TEMU dust collector together and everything and got it all set up? Well, I've never showed you how I ended up using it. And I know you guys are like, man, I wonder how that dust collector the Piddler guy put together. I know, you guys have been waiting. Well, I'm gonna kind of give you an update on it right here. This here is the sketchy way that I set that dust collector up. What I did is I took my old dust collector from Arbor Freight and I built that little wood shelf to go over the top there, put the bucket on it, and then down there at the bottom there's my shop vac, and I ran the hose all the way to the top. Yeah, that's sketchy. But the only problem with this setup here is this thing is big. This thing here slides around. This bucket just sits there, and sometimes things would get all messed up here and this thing would fall off. Sometimes the shop vac would fall off, and I even had it strapped on, but the strap would get loose and then I'm moving this around and the shop vac falls off. That's not good. That's a pain in the butt dealing with all that. So since the setup I had was such a pain with everything falling off and everything, you know, I've been thinking about building a cart for this, but I just didn't know how to build it until I watched this guy's video right here. Now he has the Pemedor Cyclone from TEMU also, and he kind of had a weird setup on a bucket and a cart or something, but he wanted to simplify his setup and he built a shelf that hooks to the wall in his shop. And I was like, okay, how's that gonna work? So I watched the video, and what caught my eye in his video was he took the lid and mounted it to the bottom of a board. Then he cut a 3-inch hole in there, mounted the Cyclone on top. Then he made that board a shelf, and he can go underneath of it, and he can take the bucket off when he needs to, and then put it back on. Man, that's a lot easier than this mess over here. It's having to unhook the hose off the shop vac. The shop vac would be falling on the floor, you know, and I'd have to take it, and then I got to deal with the TEMU Cyclone on top of it and open up the bottom and then dump it. No, this guy here solved my problem, but I wanted it on a cart. So I thought, why not build a cart and put that shelf on it with the bucket under it? Check this out. I built me a cart. Well, didn't really build a cart. I added on to a cart. Here's a moving cart right here from Arbor Freight. Their big one. We bought it to move stuff into the house and everything here. And now they're just sitting around doing nothing, so I snagged one of them. Then I mounted the 2x4 on each side. And I mounted some other boards made from a 2x4. Made 4 legs. Put a 2x4 across here. Put the shelf right here. And on this shelf is where the bucket goes. So when I want to change it, all I got to do is grab under here. Unscrew it, dump it, and then kind of guesstimate where it goes up here because I can't see it. But then take this and screw it back on. This here's my remote. I do have this on a remote so I can turn it on and off when I need to. Then I was able to probably cut 3 feet off the suction hose, and it comes up and hooks in there at the top. But now I have this where it comes off and there's a 90 there. The last one that went in there, it kind of made a crinkle sometimes, a little kink in the hose. Don't have that problem anymore. I think the biggest upgrade that I did on this was putting this long hose on here. That way I can take this hose to the table saw or to the miter saw, and it just hooks in with this 2-inch coupling. Before I had a short hose on this here, then I had a long hose on the tools and bringing it to here. So now why is that a better idea this way here? Because when I move the table saw or the miter saw, I have this long hose hooked to it that I have to deal with. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I still haven't answered the question that everybody's been thinking about for 6 months. Does this setup work? I'll let you be the judge of that. I've probably emptied that white bucket on top of that contraption probably 15 times in the last 6 months cutting wood. Does the TEMU Pemedor dust collection really work? Well, let's look in here. I haven't opened this and I don't know, since I hooked it all up on that deal. Now, like I said, I probably ran 15 bucketfuls through this thing. Let's see what's inside of this. Because the idea of the Cyclone is to put all the dust in the bucket and really nothing in here. So let's look. Wow. Wow. That's it. You see that? That's all the dust that has gone into the shop vac. That's pretty good. So does the Pemedor Dust Cyclone from TEMU work? Heck yeah. It works better than the Cyclone that I was using. That little bit of dust left in that shop vac after running, 15 or so buckets through that Cyclone. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Now there is this little dust collector here on the Cyclone, but I've only emptied it twice and the level is only up to here each time. So if you're looking to add a dust Cyclone to your shop, this here is a great item. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this review helped you out in some way. Oh yeah, if you'd like to buy an I Just Piddle t-shirt, like the one I'm wearing, I'll leave a link in the description below. This shirt here is probably like 4 to 5 years old, and it still looks great. They're available in a lot of different colors, and the price ain't bad at 25 bucks. Be sure to like this video, click the subscribe button, and click that little notification bell so you'll get notifications when I upload a video. See ya.